I'm back in my favorite island in the Philippines, Siargao, and it seems to have changed quite much since last year. In some ways to much better, in some ways much worse. So in this video I will show you exactly how everything is here now. I'm here in Cloud9 now, the most famous surf spot. And last year when I was here, they clearly were still recovering from the typhoon that happened a few years ago. The palm trees were super beat down and the bridge was not ready yet fully, but now they have built it up. Well, this is pretty nice to have for watching the surfers. It used to be much bigger a few years ago before the typhoon destroyed it, but it's still pretty nice now. The waves have been quite small now in May and June, but still pretty nice, especially for learning. This is the most busy spot and it's Sunday now. It's not usually this busy in the spots where I surf. And the coconut trees are starting to look way nicer. They were quite much more destroyed last year. So generally, even when I drive around, I notice a big difference that it just looks way nicer now than even last year. So that's really good to see. It is high season now, and I also noticed that it's quite much busier than last year in many ways, and I will talk about that later more. This is the famous Shaka Cafe here in Cloud9. It's super nice. I've been eating here many times this year, and actually it's less busy this year than last year. I don't know why, and they have a lot of new food options, like for salty, proper food also, so I've been really enjoying that. But yeah, generally the vibe here is still pretty awesome, like a small island vibe and just really good vibes always. And it's so beautiful island, there's so much to do, and I will go now to try one new thing here that they have. I'm super excited, and also show you one amazing thing I found this year finally. So I'm excited to show that also. Look how nice it looks here, even in the most busy areas. So relaxing and peaceful. I really love this place, and it's so tropical everywhere. And it's a small island, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I love this place so much. It's such a different place than busy Bali. But I'm so happy this year to see that there's so many new cafes, even if it's a small place. And this one I definitely need to come try it. Looks awesome. There's supposed to be corgis inside, but now it's randomly closed. This is one thing on a small island like this. The opening times, they don't always happen like they're supposed to, and there's little things. I will talk about these little problems and issues here later in the video. But now I will take my scooter and go show you something. I'm just driving past my favorite restaurant nowadays, The Bliss. They have the most insane vegan kebab. I'm so happy this restaurant exists here in Cloud9 now. This road you just saw me driving is the main tourism road, and this is the old part. And what's amazing this year that they built most of it now with new asphalt, like a proper asphalt. Is so comfortable to drive. The old one is so bouncy and it's just really not good quality, but now it's so comfortable to drive from Cloud9 to General Luna all around this main area. But there's a lot of construction these days on the main road. You can see a lot of these walls. They are starting to build something, but it's not too bad yet. Like, it's not like in Bali again, like it's not that crazy, but way more than last year. And also the traffic on the roads is more than last year, but it's still not bad at all. Especially I think only in General Luna area, like when you go more to the main town, there's more often a little bit more traffic, especially during the sunset and evening time. But other than that, it's super chill. But I love that the new buildings, most of them here, they're really nice, like island vibe. They make these kind of buildings. I love the style they build here. So that's good that there's not like a big resorts or something, like something crazy hotels. So this is what I'm so excited about, and you might be thinking, what do you mean? It doesn't even look that nice. It's a little bit dirty with seaweed and stuff like that, but it's just amazing to have a swimming spot here. Like, that's always my problem in Siargao. The islands are incredible, like around here, but you need to take a boat to those islands, so of course you wouldn't go every day there. And in Cloud9 it's really good for surfing. There's many surf spots here, but the problem is that for swimming there's not so many beaches actually around this area where everybody are staying. So I'm super happy that I found this random spot that is like just nature. You can of course also go to Siargao or some of those beach resorts, then when it's high tide you can also swim there, but then you need to order something, and it's just so nice to be able to come to this kind of place every day, any day. I've been coming here a lot this year. It's just so relaxing, just nature around, and there's usually no one else here or maximum few other people, so I'm super happy I found this place. It makes the experience definitely way better because I wouldn't surf every day, so it's nice to be able to swim every day. But yeah, even here it needs to be a little bit more higher tide to be able to swim properly, but it's still something. And the islands, of course, like they are incredible. I went with my friends one time this year also to Daku Island and one more remote island. It's just insane. Like I was surprised that it wasn't actually that busy, like it felt less busy than last year, which I was super surprised because in the main areas here it seems more busy, so I don't know why, maybe just those days, I don't know, but I've been also flying the drone sometimes there and it seems like it's not that busy, which is really amazing because those islands are just the true paradise. Like I wish I would go there a little bit more often because it's actually that expensive to take a boat, especially when you go with your friends and share the price. It quite affordable, and even there I noticed that the palm trees that looks better than last year, so everything is getting more and more beautiful here, I would say. And by the way, like and subscribe if you're getting value out of this video so far. But now I will go home, show you around there, and then talk about more of the social aspects of living here these days. I'm back home and I will give you a tour of my bungalow and talk about the accommodation options here and the prices now. It's pretty nice place. When it comes to the design, it's super tropical. I really like that part here. This is the place. It's actually pretty decent size. It's not super small. There's good enough space for yoga mat and stretching and everything. There's galon, there's mini fridge. So it's pretty decent for like a bungalow. And there's working table and the bed is okay, comfortable. There's a lot of there's like a million little problems here, to be honest, and some little bit bigger problems, and that's how I feel like in Siargao most of the time. That's how it is. And this is the bathroom. It's actually pretty nice design. There's some minor problems here too, but it's not too bad. I really like how they designed it, and it's really nice when you shower and watching the sunshine coming in and all the tropical plants. It's pretty nice, and they put mosquito net that covers, so there shouldn't be mosquitoes, but there are hundreds. I don't know where they come in. The Wi-Fi has been surprisingly fast here, but for a few days now it's not working at all, so welcome to a small island. It happens a lot. There's also electricity goes out not every day, but pretty often. Sometimes it comes immediately back, sometimes it takes a while to come back. It hasn't been a huge problem, but of course, like, one more little thing. So what this kind of place costs you here in Siargao now is like $800 to $1,000 for a month. So quite expensive, and if you want something more nice, more comfortable, it can be quite expensive, like 1.5 to 2.5k per month. So it's definitely not a cheap place to stay in private accommodation, and that's why many people like to stay in the hostels. Here is of course good, like community feel and doing things with the people there, but also it's way more affordable. And yeah, there's many like small island problems, I call them, and one of them is the accommodation. The quality of the accommodation just generally is really not so good. I haven't been able to find any place that would be comfortable, and even with those places it's still super expensive. Oh yeah, one thing about the accommodation, they build it in a way here that there's always some gaps, like in many spots in the rooms, and there's a lot of bugs in Siargao, so if you don't like bugs you probably shouldn't come here. I have seen huge spiders like size of my hand, bugs size of my hand, and there's just like so much coming into the rooms always. Even if it seems like there's no gaps, there's gaps, and sometimes even like big visible gaps. And even like the scooters, like the maintenance is just not so good here, so they always just, they drive little, it doesn't feel so safe. So it's just little things like that, and at the same time paying like way more money than in other countries in Southeast Asia. You understand what I mean, like you get way less quality but you pay more, so that's not the best feeling, I guess. But that's the price you pay to get the paradise and more chill vibes, I guess. And one thing here is cash. You always need to use cash. You can't really pay with card in most places, and it used to be really struggle to get cash here, but nowadays there's this one bank that you can, like 90% of the time you can get cash there, no problem. So that's better than before. But even there is 250 peso fee every time you get cash, so it's little extra cost. And yeah, Wi-Fi, it's way better than last year, but it's still not very reliable. Sometimes it just cuts off completely, and some Wi-Fis are so slow that you can't even open any website with them. And of course, you also need internet often on the beach and exploring and all these places where you can't have a Wi-Fi. And 100% the easiest solution for this is to get an Olafly eSIM, and they're also kindly sponsoring this video. You can set up your eSIM just before your flight to get an unlimited mobile data working the second you land at your destination, which makes everything so easy and stress-free. Olafly has over 180 destinations covered, and you can easily get an eSIM for the exact duration of your trip. And if you're traveling around Asia, for example, you can even get this Asia plan that works in most countries here with just one setup, which is amazing. And by using my discount code Jose the Nomad, you will get 5% off and you will help support my channel. So go check it out, the first link in the description. But now back to the video. Came to Sunlit today with some friends to play ping pong. They even have on Fridays here like a tournament that anybody can attend, and that's what I love about Siargao. There's so many events and things to do always. I think because there's so many hostels, so they are super active with different kind of events. And also generally here, still the same thing than always, that there's party every night in different place. But it's even better these days. There's so many things. On Tuesdays there's trivia as always in Barrel, which is also a really nice place to hang out, get some beers and meet people. But yeah, nightlife these days, it's not only the one party per night, but also there's, for example, Siargao Beach Club that is like almost like pretty much every night there's big party there, foam and DJ and everything. So the nightlife is definitely getting busier, and that's what I also noticed, that every time I drive around in the evening it's just so busy. There's so many people going out, and generally during the night is super busy in all the parties. They're super packed. So yeah, during the night is crazy busy these days, but it's still during the morning especially, and during the day there's almost no one around. Like it's super peaceful and chill everywhere. It's not too packed, like the restaurants are not too full or anything, so still really good, especially like if you want to meet people, if you want to go out, it's a good place to do this. And generally Siargao is still like the best place to meet people. People are so open to making new friends always, and it's generally just so lively here during the evenings, which I love a lot, that there's live music in so many different places. Pretty much like every day there's like if you just drive around you see live music in like 5 different places. So it's pretty unique place in that way also. And what I also love about here, that there's a lot of local people, Filipinos here, who are traveling from different islands or staying here a little bit longer, but also just the real Siargao locals, that when you go out, when you go around, you always, it's not that it's not so touristic place, even if there's a lot of tourists here now, but there's also a lot of people who actually live here and locals. So that's pretty cool. You can also make friends with them. And yeah, it's really hot. I'm sweating like crazy person, even if it's a cloudy day. But yeah, playing ping pong, it always feels like this here. But yeah, generally it's very hot during the summer, but it's also like manageable, I would say. A lot of the like pretty much every single restaurant here are outdoors, so every time I go out to eat it's a little bit sweaty experience, but it's not too bad because the ocean is always closed, there's AC inside. It's a little bit, if you're not used to the heat, it can be quite much. I came back to Cloud 9, which is one of the 2 main spots to watch sunset here in Siargao. And it's pretty busy here these days, but it's pretty nice in this area. There's many spots where you can watch sunset nicely. But just recently they put this little thing here where they're asking you to pay 100 peso if you want to enter the Cloud9 area. So this is the far you can go without paying anything, which is interesting. But yeah, at least it's still nice to watch the sunset from here. But the other spot to watch sunset here that is even more popular is the Sunset Bridge, which is like a more of a place to socialize and meet people, hang out, get some beers, buy some food, to be honest, and watching sunset, at least what I see from other people. When I went there to watch sunset, felt like I was the only one actually watching the sunset there. It's just super busy there these days. There's this incredible amount of people going there every day, and a lot of people skating, like a lot of people, which is really awesome. Like it's the same vibe than before, people skating there, drinking, socializing, but it's kind of getting too busy now. Like there's so much traffic in middle of all the skaters and everybody. So yeah, it's a little hectic there these days, but it's still super nice. And sunsets generally in Siargao are not the nicest ever. Most of the days, even now during the sunny season, it's like this, a lot of clouds. I also found some hidden beaches where it's super relaxing, there's no one there. So it's good to have a couple of options, and everything is around cloud 9. Oh yeah, and one new thing in Siargao now is that there's many places that have ice baths, which is amazing. I love to do ice baths. But yeah, in the next video I will show more about that and the gyms and the general cost of living here now. As you can see in this video, Siargao is still really a paradise and is amazing place to visit. But for me, for now, few months is more than enough to stay here now. And if you want to watch more of my Philippines videos, you can check it out here. I hope you liked the video. Please like the video, subscribe, and see you next week.